Hello everybody, it's the Doctor here with Typical Manga Fan, and this episode of the Typical Manga Review is going to be about Chapter 806 at Rightflank Fortress. And we open up here with the very first part of our, well, second part I guess, of the From the Decks of the World 500 Million Berry Man arc, Fusa Village, Windmill Village, Luffy's hometown. We see Dadan there, they're all celebrating the new wanted poster. Dadan's raising Makino's baby up in the air.
Yeah, we still don't know who the father is.
The running theory is Shanks. That's one theory I have seen. At least on One Piece podcast, like one person at least has genuinely suggested it's Shanks. I don't know how seriously I take it myself, just because there's enough like time gaps involved. But and also you'll notice like one of Dadan's guys is wearing Sabu's hat.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, because I remember when they asked Oda that, he's like, "Oh yeah, I know who the father is." Yeah. I'm not gonna say though.
Yeah, and you can see like Luffy's posters, the posters on the bar.
Yeah, but yeah, so these guys, so these guys are happy that Luffy's getting up there in the world.
Yep, everybody except for the mayor doesn't know, who hates the idea of a pirate being associated with their town.
Yeah, whatever.
Yep, the chapter proper opens with another rain eruption starting up, which we see properly here is actually the elephant showering itself with seawater.
Before, this is funny because this actually is what happened to a lot of other people who read the chapter too. I thought that was Viola the first time I saw that.
Oh, with Robin?
Yeah, she looks a lot like Viola.
A little bit there, quite a bit there, yeah. And like they basically gotta get to higher ground. Meanwhile, back on the elephant's leg, Kanjuro, Kinemon, Bar Yete, the monkey, are riding Nekozaimon up the leg, right as the water starts coming down. And
that's the problem because Nekozaimon's gonna melt.
And at least two of them are devil fruit users.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's gonna suck.
And then back in the forest with Luffy and Wanda and Carrot, like, oh, little thing here, her crocodile right there. Apparently in the Viz version they name it Warney, like Barney but with a W.
Okay.
A pun on the fact that the name for word for crocodile is Wani, W-A-N-I.
Okay.
Oh, also I think they're still kind of working out the kinks of it, but apparently Wanda has this weird little speech quirk where she'll like end like certain pronouns with Tia, like T-E-I-A.
Oh yeah, I know about that. Yeah, I know about that.
Okay, so you read about that or heard about that?
Yeah, I heard about that. The weekly manga recap guys did pointed it out.
Okay, yeah, like I said, the actual translator's on One Piece podcast, so that's why I kind of took note of it there. It's like, I think this may be subject to change because I think they're still they aren't sure what Oda's actually going for with this.
Just don't do what the weekly manga recap guys did, which is basically imitate Jar Jar Binks.
How wooed.
We saw. But yeah, that was that. Let's not have that.
Yeah, but as Wanda does explain that the elephant is Zunisha is basically just bathing itself. And that rain is actually seawater. And their city's actually set up to collect that rainwater for use in the city.
Yay!
And they get fish and food from there too. So
yay! I like how Beb was just swinging.
Yeah. I'm kind of stuck here, so can you do me a favor and tell Captain to come meet us? Oh, sure, got it. And then the bunny girl starts giving him love bites.
I was so confused as what she's doing.
I was curious about this. I figured that's what it was, so I actually did a little quickie search for about rabbits, and love bites are a thing with them. Like they actually will like nip at people that they like.
This is kind of disturbing because she just met him like 5 minutes ago. But okay. Yeah.
And then,
I mean, they explain why later, but
yeah,
still kind of weird.
And then next page, like apparently when they went to higher ground, it was up went as high as possible. Like he's at the top of the tower while everyone else is on the roof of the nearby building.
So yeah.
Like Robin figures out what we've already been told, that it was actually just the elephant showering itself, and the city seems to be set up for a particular level of water.
I just think, is that elephant thing? Is that in her head? Because she's like everything's so happy.
I know she has such a cute mental image sometimes. I love it.
But then she has such a morbid like conclusion to everything.
To be fair though, that does look like an elephant as Kanjuro would draw it.
It's so weird. I mean, it seems like she's like a legitimately. Well, I mean, she was a very happy-go-lucky person before the whole horror thing happened. Yeah. So I guess she's just coming back to the way she was, but still holding on to that whole morbid situation type of conclusion. Well, like the worst possible scenario. But this is her like coming back, like being more of herself at the same time. It's so freaking weird.
Yep. And meanwhile, they're pretty much theorizing that this is like a regular occurrence because they've everything so set up for it or adapted to it. And Usopp ends up spotting Luffy in them. Of course, he's witnessing the love bite, so he thinks like, "Oh God, they're cannibals after all."
Yeah. So anyway, they go by the city, and then Wanda, I think her name, right? What's her name?
Yes.
Wanda. Yeah, she remembers to when a guy was getting tortured by Jack, and how like Jack was looking for someone. But the guy just said, "I don't know what you're talking about. Why can you say?" That
very middle panel, I can kind of see why people are thinking that might be Morgan. Have you heard that theory? Like I think you said it yourself. Like it's supposed to be like. And actually, one thing that's possible in support of it is you have like the liquor names like Jack Daniels, like I guess Captain Morgan. Apparently, one of Kaido's guys is also named Scotch somewhere in there.
Yeah, the thing about Morgan is that I don't know. Can he get that powerful that quickly? Because I mean, the reason why he wasn't even a captain in the first place was because he basically got the credit for something that didn't happen. Like Captain Kuro pretended to die. He got the credit for basically quote unquote killing him, or I mean capturing him. And so he was never that powerful to begin with. He wasn't even deserving of captain status. Yeah. So I don't think he could have gotten this powerful so quickly.
It's not impossible though. Especially
not impossible, but it's like he has to have eaten like a devil fruit between then.
He could have
possibly.
Anyway, like I said, Wanda's clearly upset at the sight, and Carrot does too. Luffy kind of spoils the mood by just like making that face.
Maybe that might have been like a dad or something. Who knows?
I mean, it was like at least he's smart enough not to say too much about that. And we go on here. We do learn a bit more about Jack, where apparently his obituary showed up in the paper the other day because he attacked the ship escorting Doflamingo, and even managed to sink 2 of them.
But they got him in the end because look, if you can't fight against an admiral and a former fleet admiral, that's like Yonko type of level shit. So even Jack couldn't do.
Yeah, it's like
but he might have survived.
Yeah, because like the obituary didn't say that they'd actually confirmed his death, or that he was lost in the fight. It's like, yeah, they're assuming he's still alive until something tells him differently.
He might come back to this place.
Yeah. Quick little notice thing I'm noticing here, like before we go any further, like you see the crocodile there. They've got really long legs.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's indicative of like because it lives in that kind of area with that water.
No. Also, I want to point this out. This also answers the question of they are keeping up with the times because they know who Doflamingo is. They actually have a paper. They get papers, the newspaper somehow.
Yeah, I think it's because even though they're isolationist, unlike like say Skypiea, like they're not out of touch.
Yeah, they're definitely in touch. They know, and they know the power of an admiral and a fleet admiral, a former fleet admiral, and they know the guy was a former fleet admiral too. So they know everything that's been going on. Hence, that's also why they know about Straw Hat Luffy. Yep. Although I assume that's because there was something going around about him, but I didn't know they were actually this in touch. But yeah, that actually was the complete opposite of what I thought. Like the whole Skypiea thing. I thought they would be like, who the hell are you people? Humans. But as it turns out, not so much.
This is where Law brings everybody up in front of them. I love the fact that Robin apparently is the only one to land on her feet besides Law.
Well, come on, it's like she would, right?
She would, but still, it's like like I said, they're worried about Luffy. Like Usopp is threatening them through Zoro. Like I said, Juan doesn't take it serious. Like just whatever, let's go. They're the gatekeepers. They wonder about who these people are. But any suspicion throws right away when she explains that they're the Straw Hats. And then we actually go inside the fortress where Nami is sleeping on a sheep.
Yeah. That was something I didn't expect.
Yeah. I imagine it's quite comfortable though.
Yeah, and of course she's wearing different clothes.
And Chopper appears in here too, and he's all decked out like a king.
What the hell? Well, actually, that I know why, but
there actually is a movie where they did that with Chopper.
Yeah, I can't remember that. Yeah.
Like one of the first
movie or filler?
Movie.
Oh, movie? I don't.
Like third movie.
Oh,
like,
no.
That's actually one of the very first One Piece anime things I ever watched.
Yeah.
It's like the bad bootleg subs. If you've never seen those, they're like something else.
You know, the one movie I can remembering watching was the Baron one, the island one. That was a hell sad one. Oh my gosh, that was sad.
In this one, Chopper winds up on a country full of different animals with only one human on it. So like and because he can talk, I guess they kind of make him his king, the king.
Yeah. But of course, I mean, he does look like the rest. He does look like the rest of the Zoid guys. I mean, he is a talking reindeer.
Yep.
All.
Yeah. And it's like Chopper's informing Nami that the others have arrived.
Yeah. And here's the weird part. I didn't expect her to say this, but prepare to host the Friends of Our Saviors. What the hell?
Well, that's not Nami saying that. That's what you're suggesting.
No, I'm not saying that. That's Wanda, right?
Oh yeah, it's Wanda.
Yeah.
And then like
that's surprising. Like, you know, it's like, and then they have this whole big welcome thing, and it's like, wow, this is the opposite of what I thought was going to happen.
Yep. A lot more pineapples than I expected too.
SpongeBob.
Pineapple houses.
Like SpongeBob.
Who lives in a pineapple above the sea. It's like, and even Law's like, huh.
and no, but it's interesting. They ask like, aren't you guys a human-hating species? Like, no species. I guess you never. I guess someone who's never seen other minks would think that way. But in our eyes, you're all just hairless monkey minks. You know, different varieties of the same species. If we're gonna hate you, it's because of who you are, not what you are. Which I'm just like surprised because I always thought they said when they use the word lesser minks, but at the same time, the lesser could just mean different.
Yeah, or like less furry.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
and
like.
On that note, I think I mentioned before, like this is almost like what we see next is almost like an inversion of the whole furry fandom.
Reverse furries. These guys are reverse furry.
Yeah, because like Wanda's like she points out that their fur is actually what's called mink, and it's their pride. But it's like there's quite a few of them who think that lesser minks, the hairless lesser minks, are actually kind of pretty. And you can just see that because like one, she's licking Luffy. We have the love bites from earlier, which you said would be explained here. And some of the male minks are just like adoring Nami.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, thank you, Gartu, let me through.
It's so weird. And because one would wonder, like, would Sanji like love all this attention, right?
Yep.
If he was a furry, of course. Yep. But
well, if it's a female, I don't think he will care.
If it has boobs, go for it.
Yes, exactly. Keyword here is woman or boobs. Anyway.
Well, is she technically a woman? I mean, I don't know.
Well, they're female. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
They're female, but woman and female don't exactly the same thing.
Well, we don't know her actual relative age here, but yeah.
Well, I'm not saying like woman is normally meant to refer to humans, not minks or.
Well,
anything, right?
She's a mink woman, basically.
Yeah, a mink woman. We'll say that. Well, yes.
And they're all happy to see each other again, but apparently, like, things take a turn when they ask about Sanji, Brook, and Momonosuke, because apparently something happened to Sasuke, but we don't know what. But it's enough to. I'm sorry, Sanji. Why did I say Sasuke? I'd have been more justified saying Naruto right there, because that was originally Sanji's name. But anyway.
Yeah.
They were actually going to call him that, but then Naruto came out and was like, crap, I can't use that now.
So Sanji's somewhere gone, and of course Wanda's looking away. Okay, everyone's acting as if he died. Okay, no, that's not the case. Come on. But everyone's crying. I'm assuming some people say he might have been taken captive by Jack.
Yeah, but at the same time, everything seems like it doesn't really seem like we're going to be like leaving Zou anytime soon. So I don't think so. Unless there's some kind of force of his that's still on the island.
Well, I'm thinking maybe that's why Jack's gonna come back or something like that. But here's the thing, though. Like, remember that she introduced them as friends of our saviors. So I'm assuming Sanji and the group did something to save these guys, and maybe he sacrificed his well-being somehow.
Yeah. That would be the most likely, and well within his character.
Yeah. I mean, of course, something had to have changed at least when the bounties were released. So.
Yep.
But yeah. I'm kind of shocked. I'm kind of shocked that they're putting this much emphasis on Sanji. But yeah. So yeah, I've got nothing.
Yeah, and then there's a little thing here.
One Piece is gonna be on break next week too. What the hell?
Well, that's bad. Like we've had 3 chapters. Now it's break time.
Yeah,
but he's
still,
like, Of course, it's kind of funny that they're playing up the fact that Sanji might be dead right after we learn that he's wanted only alive.
Yes, that's really funny. Yeah, he's not dead though.
No, nah.
Yeah, a lot of people were. Well, you remember Brook's gone too, and again, maybe.
Well, but he is dead.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe they think he's actually legitimately dead.
Right.
But at the same time, Nami would have said something because she'd be like, "No, he's a walking zombie, basically."
Because at this point they're friends now, so.
So yeah, something's wrong. But
more importantly, and also importantly, like, what about Momonosuke? We're not seeing him anywhere here.
Yeah, no one cares about him though.
Well, he's still important to the plot though, so there's something going on with that.
Yeah, still, but no, no one cares. The plot might care. No one else does though.
That's true. He's a little jerk.
He is a jerk. Yeah.
A little horn dog with 7-year-old.
Not as bad as Sasuke, but kind of in this thing where like the plot cares for some reason, but I don't feel like caring.
Well, there is definitely something going on with them. Like, actually, there's a neat little idea on here that kind of came up here. Somewhere on the One Piece podcast, I can't remember if it was a host or like a fan message that said it, but they pointed out that Kinemon and Kanjuro, like, their abilities are more suited to a theater troupe than to samurai warriors. Like, Kinemon's devil fruit, like, he's basically a tanuki.
Yeah.
Like, he can create things with the leaves and such. Kanjuro is like, he's all decorated and can do things with art.
I mean, remember, keep in mind that this is a manga series released in Japan. He's got to keep it somewhat interesting, even to the Japanese. Right?
Well, I mean, my point here, though, is that it made me wonder, like, are these guys even, like, to Momonosuke what they say they are? Like, is Momonosuke really his son? Or that's what they tell?
Samurai? Yeah.
Right, like, or are they pretending, like, for the intimidation factor, or is there something going on there?
Well, they seem to be, the thing is that they seem to be very powerful, regardless. Like, they know how to fight.
Yeah, so they are. They are fighters for sure. So there's.
It might be both. Well, I mean, aren't some samurai like well skilled in both, like theater and
yeah, true.
Samurai?
Or I could even have it backwards. Like they're samurai and they pose as theater guys, maybe.
Well, I mean, yeah, that wouldn't work because we already know they're samurai. But I mean, the thing is that like I watched a lot of samurai movies.
You're getting a little bit garbled right there.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. A lot of samurai movies, at least I've watched, I've seen samurai being part of a theater or pretending to be part, like using skills that they know they have to be able to perform theater arts.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things where they are disciplined in a lot of areas. I think that's part of the samurai culture too, like to be able to do those types of things.
Well, we've been promised what the whole story here is going to be at some point, so Oda's doing his best to delay that as much as possible.
Well, he's doing it in a way that actually is somewhat satisfying and actually makes me want to know what's in the chapter. He's
still thrown him off the elephant twice now.
Throwing off the what?
Off the elephant.
I thought you meant like the entire plot in general.
No, but I mean, he's run the samurai off there twice now.
Well, it's twice, not like 4 times. Is that what Ichigo was at now? 4 or 5? Was it 5? I think it was 5.
Something like that.
So yeah. So still 2. Just
and he does that sort of thing. He does that sort of thing all the time with Luffy. So.
Yeah, but we actually got something. Eventually, we got Luffy fighting Anaru in the end, though.
Yeah.
With this whole Ichigo thing, I don't even know if this is gonna happen anymore. Like, is it gonna happen or not? I mean, is it 20 years later? It's like he's still like 20 miles away from the entrance or something? Because that's what I'm feeling right now. But so yeah. Anything else?
No, but like I said, there's not much for me on this one. Like we haven't already talked about. Like most of it, we kind of covered along the way here. Oh, actually, there is one other thing on here. Like Beppo is, I guess, like some kind of assistant guardian to the Guardians here. Like he's under them. That's why he can't leave the forest. I'm assuming that's the sheep guy because he's like the biggest one. Yeah. Well, no, I mean Beppo, the polar bear. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm saying I think Beppo's under the dominion of under the under the watch of that sheep guy because I feel like the sheep guy's like the leader or at least one of the leaders. It definitely seems to be kind of looking that way there. Yeah. There's kind of a funny little comment in here like, Robin, how come Inside Your Mind is a My Little Pony paradise, yet when you voice it out, it comes out as a Final Destination audiobook? That's kind of funny. It really is funny though. Yeah. But yeah, I think that covers it for One Piece. Like, this is mostly a progression chapter. Like, we haven't gotten any like big reveals here, but like we're all set up for the one with Sanji. So I guess we'll find out that in a couple weeks here. But yeah, but like you said, though, there's no One Piece next week, so we're gonna be stuck with that. Good news though is if I'm right about the dates, we should have Attack on Titan next week. And we know shit's getting real on that one. So hey. Yeah. Sanji dies. He's like, well, that's it for the All Blue Dream. Yep. At least he got his mermaids. He got to see the mermaid princess. I'm sure he could be fine with that. Yeah. So, and maybe he might have gotten to see the animal, the animal trial. And the animal ladies, people, minks. So the mink ladies. Yeah, I'm sure he'd love that. Yeah.
Yeah, that
All right.
makes. All right, so
Yeah, I think that'll cover it this week for One Piece. Like I said, we got Bleach this week as well as Inside Mari, so make sure you keep an eye out for those. Meantime, go ahead and take us away.
bye.